my... Okay, so the channel description was still set to Nightshade's show from last night. And in trying to replace it with something, like last week, I think I changed it to all of the radio, none of the calories. But this time, in trying to pull that same phrase back up, I wound up typing all of the calories, none of the taste.
Why?
So, like, Taco Bell now.
Double deckers are riot.
Double decker is pretty delicious. Oh man.
Love wants to go on about rioters. I'll give him a riot. I'll give him a riot over one of the stupidest reasons you can have a riot for. Give me a double decker and I'll burn!
Give me back my nachos grande.
I need
I think it's
chat monitor. I'll be right back.
They intend to remove it, but they haven't.
Yeah.
Double decker, meanwhile, they removed a while ago. And then they removed potatoes, so you can't get like a Frito Potato.
Yep. No more quesarito. No more Mexican pizza.
I think the quesarito's still around.
Huh.
I think that's one they don't intend to remove.
Oh no, it's on the intended to remove list. Yeah.
Dude, are they even replacing these things if anything, or just...
Nope.
They're trying to streamline operations.
Because it's so hard because of the Backstreet Boys reunion tour.
Never mind, they're probably going to lose profits by doing that because people being interested in their food.
I forgot to remember the 5th of November this year.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Oh.
It was the 415th anniversary today.
Oh, wow.
Of Guy Fawkes.
Yep.
I remember a few years ago, a friend of mine who was a big fan of V for Vendetta posted an edit of that thing. I don't think it was you. I think it was Kim, but you might have shared it too, or you might have seen it. She posted it. Not verified.
Not your thumb.
Not verified.
Not your thumb. Whose thumb have you got?
Verified. Okay.
Ah, there's your thumb. Okay.
But yeah, on November 1, it was that V mask, and it said, November, November. It's the 1st of November. Have a good November, everybody.
Nope, that one was not me that shared that for sure. I don't remember seeing that, though that's hilarious.
But since I missed the 5th of November, today would have been Carl Sagan's 86th birthday.
Oh.
Aw.
So,
Yeah, I told Glenn not long after I met him that I would never be able to forget his birthday because it's the 5th of November. I'm like, well, remember your birthday. Easy.
did he get the joke, seeing as how so many jokes he misses out on? He doesn't get your...
He doesn't like V for Vendetta because that movie's too mean.
Huh, okay. Well, if they weren't mean to puppies or, if they weren't mean to animals and or children or that kind of thing, then, it's that I never want to see animals get hurt in movies.
Yeah.
That's what bothers me.
Same.
I don't want to see that. People,
I love Pet Cemetery.
people, adults, I can tell myself they probably asked for it. They at some point or another they probably did something, and this is karmic payback here. But animals, no, I don't like to see them hurt animals.
All right, so APR sees me. I'm online. So hello, Internet.
Hello, Internet.
It is
Internet.
2:06 p.m. on Monday, November 9th, 2020. I'm Mark Amsrai, DJ Amstrack, and I'm holding court.
What about us?
I was going to say I have some folks in the background.
Peanut Gallery.
Peanut Gallery. Yeah, Daniel's over there, but he's working. Oh, hey! Hey, Van Jamma.
Hey, Van Jamma, you caught us this time.
Yeah.
At the beginning.
Right at the beginning.
End.
Oh, now you can turn the recorder down.
Yep.
160p if you don't mind.
Oh! Hey, Chris.
Well, cool.
Working and lurking. Sames.
The gang's all
Back
here.
switching back to
Yeah.
right now.
Hot dog.
Behold my horrible screen of garbage.
Oh, man, yeah, that looks nasty. Daniel's not having any fun at all.
There we go. So, today I'm going to be continuing Shadowrun Dragonfall. Last time I brought down an entire Aztechnology facility by overloading the generator. And they were doing some uncool shit down there, so...
Very uncool. I can see why that corporate lady was willing to risk her life to hire you to destroy that.
Indeed.
You've actually seemed pretty convinced that her life was absolutely forfeit and she probably wasn't going to live long.
Yeah. Let's hope her payment at least gets through. Amsel did say that her communication had been erratic since the start, since we accepted the mission, so...
Yeah, she was probably very on the run.
Very. I mean, ultimately, we did a good by doing that thing, but we need money to do more of a good, and my speakers aren't turned on.
Yeah, she explained that she wasn't a good person either. Like, she's from that area. She's used to blood magic. She's, like, very much complicit in it. She doesn't feel much seeing these children being used in such ways. But the Bloodline Project, that was too much for her. That tells you things.
Yeah.
That tells you things.
There we go. Now, Blitz, what did you think of that last run? At the sound of your approach, Blitz stubs out his cigarette. He gives you a curt nod. VL, I'd offer you a smoke, but that was my last one. Let's see. How'd that whole Emily situation work out? Turn up anything new? Yeah, well, sort of. It's mostly speculation, truth be told. So, what's the deal? Is she working with the Azzies, or what? No, I don't think so. But I do have a new lead. After our talk, I went wading into all of the... Dang it!
Oh yeah, you're still you're still on couch cam.
Thank you. Herp derp.
There's the game. Which I absolutely can't read because I'm on 160p.
After our talk, I went wading into all of the Aztechnology Matrix hubs that I could find. Nothing too deep, don't worry. I didn't want to set off any alarm bells. But I had a hunch that if I poked around long enough, I'd find something that might lead me to Emily. And sure enough, I did. A message from the genuine article herself. She messaged you? Sure enough. She sent me a note. Want to hear what it said? He presses forward without waiting for a response. I'll tell you. The note said, and I quote, "Lay off, Blitz. I told you to leave me alone. You've shown admirable self-control over the past year. Please don't give up on it now. I'll be back when I can, if I can. Until then, keep away from me for both of our sakes. So, I found her, and she wants nothing to do with me. Again. No explanations, no apologies, just a verbal pat on the head. I've shown admirable self-control? Really? She makes it sound like I'm a toddler or something. So did you lay off like the message said? Hell no! I wasn't gonna stand for that. Where does she get off stealing from me and then acting like it was my fault? I tried to trace the message like any good Decker would. You're an idiot, Blitz. Hey! Could an idiot turn up another clue in under a day? No? I didn't think so. So take your insults and choke on him. Alright, I'll bite. What was this other clue? I found a connection between Emily and Seder Krupp. So, do you think that she works for SK then? That she stole the encrypted data from you to give it to them? Well, maybe. I don't know. It's confusing. I was also able to track down some message fragments connecting her to the Schockwellenreiter. So maybe she was a Seder Krupp mole and she got close to me. So, okay. And she got close to me so that she could, I don't know, so she could profit from my decking expertise? Maybe when she told me not to steal that data, she was using reverse psychology. That's gotta be it. She must have wanted me to take it. He frowns, then shakes his head. But then again, maybe she's with the Schockwellenreiter and she's screwing both the Azzies and SK over. If that's the case, then maybe she was with me because she genuinely wanted to be. He pauses for a moment, considering. Then, all at once, he seems to perk up. His chest puffs out, and he nods once decisively. In either case, I should make an effort to find her. I mean, she's playing a dangerous game whether she's with SK or the Schockwellenreiter. Maybe she's gotten herself in too deep. She might need help. I mean, why else would she send me such a cryptic message?
Because she's up to something and trying to protect you, you dumbass.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. It's like, Blitz, that message was anything but cryptic. She wants you to stay far, far away. That might be a little too blunt for him.
It even implies, like a temporariness to it.
Yeah!
It's like, currently engaged in something dangerous and cloak and dagger, gotta hold cards close to chest, stay away for now, I'll get back to you later.
Mm-hmm. But, I don't know, maybe we'll be able to help her if we encourage Blitz some more. She's clearly in over her head. What if she needs you? You're right, of course. You are absolutely right. Besides, it's not like she can send me a distress call. Her communications are probably being monitored. I'll bet that she's spent the whole past year waiting for me to come riding into the rescue. No!
No.
Blitz claps his hands, then rubs them together in excitement. Get set, Chief. You're about to witness an event. When my gung-ho personality and legendary skills come together, the whole world stops and takes notice.
I think that's the opposite of what she wants.
Yeah.
I hope you saved recently.
I mean, I just loaded this game, so...
It sounds like it's liable to go stupid and quickly.
Yeah, on second thought, maybe you shouldn't do this. Emily's note was pretty specific. Yeah, that's what she said, but I'll bet that she didn't mean it. She probably just didn't want to worry me, or maybe she said it under duress. I mean, you've got to agree that it's at least worth checking out. Yeah, no, you'd probably lead them straight to her. I'm sorry. This is a bad idea. Nothing is going to come from it. You worry too much, Chief. I'm the best, remember? So, where's the harm in digging a little deeper? I mean, Em might need me. Oh, if this is how you acted when you and Emily were together, I can see why she left. Why is that my only choice?
Oh, you reeled yourself into the jerk line? Oh, jeez.
He recoils as if you'd punched him. Whoa, that was a pretty messed up thing to say, Chief.
It was.
It was also accurate. You routinely ignore those around you because you think that you know better. I'm here to tell you, you do not know better. But Blitz, listen to me. You need to show some more of that self-control and drop this. Blitz deflates before your eyes. He looks down at his shoes. Yeah, I guess you're right. Okay, boss, you win. I'll let it go. I'm sorry, Blitz.
I wish there was, like, a middle road.
Yeah.
Where he'd, like, carefully look into it. And then a couple of missions later, she actually would need help.
Yeah. Blitz is clearly still as tense as ever. The table in front of him is littered with cigarette butts, and there's an enormous mug of soy calf cradled in his hands. He looks up at you with a tortured grin. Hey, Chief. What can I do for you? Maybe I should go back and do that. I feel bad now. Okay.
Yeah, it'd be cool if you could discourage one of your guys from doing something stupid without being a jerk about it.
Yeah.
Game.
But
Getting mean options.
maybe to satisfy what I feel like I should say, but also what the game thinks I should say, maybe I should, like, start negative and then turn positive. You know?
You should nag him.
That's not what I meant. That's not what I meant at all. Nicely done. Hey, thanks, Chief. Always good to get a little recognition for my work. Said, and I quote, "Shown admirable, please don't give up on it now. I'll be back when I can, if I can." So, did you lay off like the message said? I note your use of the word tried. She's good, VL. Better than I ever thought she was. I couldn't trace the damn thing. I could keep digging, though. I mean, if she noticed me doing it before, I must have been close. Now, before you say anything, I was more discreet this time. I can be subtle if I have to. Nobody noticed what I was doing, and I did find another clue. I hesitate to ask. That's okay, I'll tell you anyway. I found a connection between Emily and Seder Krupp. So do you think she works for SK? Shockvellenrider? No. Blitz, that message was anything but cryptic. She wants you to stay far, far away. Yeah, that's what she said, but I'll bet she didn't mean it. Forget I said anything. You should go after her. I'm sure that she needs you. You're right, of course. You're absolutely right. I'm sure that it does, Blitz. I can't wait to see how this plays out. You won't have to wait long. I know just the place to hit. That same as technology data node that I stole the information from in the first place. I already know that I can get past the security, and my gut tells me that I'll find Emily there. Thanks for the encouragement, Chief. I knew that this was the right thing to do, of course, but you've helped to quiet any lingering doubts I might have had. He nods at you, an expression of supreme confidence on his face. And now, if you'll excuse me, I've got a damsel in distress to rescue.
That didn't go the way you wanted to either, did it?
I'm not sure it did. Blitz looks grim. His customary table is littered with cigarette butts, and the heavy bags under his eyes tell you that he hasn't slept in a while. Viel? You don't look so good. No, I imagine that I don't. So I'm guessing that the rescue attempt didn't go so well? No. No, it did not. As it turns out, she didn't need to be rescued. At least not before I showed up. I don't really want to go into this, Chief, so here's the abridged version. I made a mess of things. With your world-class skills? However could that have happened? I don't know, Chief, I really don't. I hit the data node just like last time, and just like last time, navigating it was a breeze. At least it was in the beginning. The Yazzies must have beefed up their security over the past year. It really shouldn't have come as a surprise. He shakes his head, a miserable expression on his face. It was all going so well! But I guess I must have tripped something. In the blink of an eye, there were alarms going off, then I had black IC bearing down on me from all directions. I thought I was a dead man. Well, I don't see any smoke pouring out of your ears, so it looks like you made it out okay. Well, Emily found me, and, he turns his head and looks away. She rescued me. I'd have been ecstatic to see her if I wasn't so ashamed. She didn't look particularly happy either. Well, you were finally reunited with your lost love. That's something, right? Yeah, sort of. Actually, no. Things are worse now, Chief. Much, much worse. The last I saw of Emily, she was being chased down by Black IC. They'd gotten a trace on her. Then she must have jacked out because she just disappeared. She looked really, really angry. Livid would probably be a better word. And that's about it. She's gone, VL. I don't know if I'll ever hear from her again. Okay, well, yeah, that didn't... She jacked out, so she's still alive. That's something, right? Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, I was about to say, my a priori knowledge informs me that his patience will be rewarded.
A cheerful tone chirps out from the terminal on Blitz's table. He jerks up in surprise and hurriedly turns to read the message on the screen. As he mouths the words, you can see the hope on his face flicker and die. If anything, he looks even more miserable than he did before. Let me guess, bad news. He glances at you with red-rimmed eyes, then averts his gaze. Without a word, he turns the terminal so that you can read the message on the screen. Congratulations, jackass. You've managed to blow an op 5 years in the making and endanger Emily's life all in one fell swoop. Thanks to you, we're going to have to work very hard to keep your ex alive. Don't bother looking for her again. She's being moved somewhere very, very far away. She never wants to speak with you again, by the way, idiot. Freedom, equality, information, Chuck Fellenreiter. He clamshells the terminal closed and puts his head in his hands. Ouch. Chief, let me ask you something. Did you suspect that something like this was going to happen? When you let me go in there, did you know that I was going to F it up somehow? Honestly, I had a pretty good idea, yeah. Well then, why did you let me do it? I thought that we were friends. We are, but you needed to learn a lesson in humility. Some lesson. I'll never talk to the love of my life again, thanks to you. Not to me, Blitz, to you. You were going to do this whether I encouraged you to or not. That's true. I was always going to mess this up. Now that you've acknowledged that, you can make an effort to change. Yeah, I guess so. Maybe it's too late for me and Emily, but I can still try to be the man that she hoped I could be. Good plan. I'll leave you to it. Alright, Chief, you do that. I've got some thinking to do. Okay, yeah, no, that... I had it right the first time.
Yeah, I'm surprised it has you be that mean about it. It's like, it'd be cool if you could, you know, convince him to back off without deflating him like a sad, pointy-headed balloon.
Yeah.
But that's writers. Never trust writers. What?
Check your table.
Check my movements?
Your red table.
There you go. Getting there, but I need to throw some stuff.
Okay. One last time.
You keep hearing from people you don't want to hear from.
In a way.
Lay off. Know your use of the word tried. Hesitate to ask. The message was anything but cryptic. Let's listen to me. This is a bad idea. Nothing good is going to come from it. Okay, so this does still take the mean track. Need to find someone who can read this data that we lifted on the S Technology run. Any thoughts? No, Chief, sorry. I'm new here, remember? My advice is to treat it like any other pay data. Just throw it up on Shadowland and go for a quick sale. That's what I'd do. We've got bigger things to worry about than hunting around for a linguist. I don't know. I think I'd rather try and decrypt it. Any thoughts about that run you'd like to share? I never thought I'd set foot in an S Technology building. Looks different in Meat Space than it does in the Matrix, I'll say that much. Truth be told, Chief, I found the whole experience kind of nerve-wracking. I'm glad that we're out of there, and I'm even gladder that the building is a pile of smoldering rubble now. Let's talk later. Set a proper save after doing that thing. Amsel probably has contacts that could do that. I have nothing new for you, VL, and we have no time to waste. You have Alice's money, and we need that information. Get to the rabbit hole and hurry back. We must find Vauclair before the Firewing finds us. I pulled some pay data from the S Technology facility, but I can't read it. Any ideas? Oh? Let me see. Amsel glances at the files on your PDA. After a moment, he looks back at you with a raised eyebrow. These files? I can't read them, but I have my suspicions. I believe that you walked out of that facility with the very information that Frau Muller wanted you to destroy. I strongly suggest that you delete this, VL. From what Muller told us, this information is dangerous. But if you're determined to know what it says, you could try the Talismonger Algernon. I have no doubt that he can translate it for you. Hey, Dietrich. If you're still listening, Chris, Dietrich is the character whose voice I thought might make you cringe. Or whose the voice that I'm giving him might make you cringe. It's not... I'm not making him sound like Dick Van Dyke or anything, but I am attempting a particular English accent, and I might not be doing the best job of it. What you need, boss? Oh, he doesn't have anything to say. You know, boss, living in Berlin, I never thought I'd manage to get the chance to go up against a blood mage. Guess today was my lucky day. Not sure how I feel about your freeing those clones. Might have been kinder to put them out of their misery. It was your call, though. Any updates on Alexander? Nothing new, boss. He's adjusting. It's going to take some time. Well, he didn't have very much to say, so... Iger. Yell, what can I do for you? That complex needed to be buried. What they were working on in there, it was an atrocity, VL. I'm glad that we were able to put a stop to it. Saving the clones was a bold move. It would have been easier to leave them where they were and consider them collateral damage. But it was the right choice, VL. got a job to prepare for, VL. I don't have any more time to talk. Hit me up after the run if you like, but for now I need some space. Okay. Hey, Absinthe. Soycaf stained booklet, yeah. BL, a pleasure as always. What can I do for you? Looking to buy some. Then you'll want to talk to Algernon. Yep. Be well, Orc. Oh, she doesn't have anything new to say anymore. She's interesting, but I wish there was more to that. Hello again. May I help you? I have a question for you, if you don't mind. You're in luck. I have a great many answers. I came by some data on a job. It's written in a foreign language. Maybe you could take a look? Yes, of course. Hand it to me, if you will. Algernon sweeps his eyes over the information on your PDA. His mouth curls into a frown, then a grimace of disgust. This is an abomination. You would do well to delete it. What is it? He meets your eyes. Nothing that should exist. But you are looking for specifics, and you will continue asking until you have them. The impetuousness of youth. Very well, then. I will try to provide the knowledge that you seek. There is a great power in blood, VL. It can be used as a focus, a battery, or a bridge. The blood mages of Tenochtitlan are widely feared for their proficiency in abusing this power. This project, this bloodline, seeks to abuse the power of blood in a novel and horrifying way. With the techniques described in this document, a spellcaster could use a person's blood as a magical conduit. In layman's terms, a spell could be channeled through a father to kill his son, through a niece to kill her aunt, anyone with a hereditary connection to the original target, regardless of distance. Do you see the ramifications of this, VL? Do you understand what this means? Were the project completed, were the techniques described within to be perfected, nobody would be safe. You could run and hide, you could go to ground, you could bury yourself in a mile of concrete. It would not matter. As long as technology can find a blood connection to their prey, they could target them, and it would be fatal. He hands back your PDA, information intact. This is yours, VL. You have heard my counsel. I will leave the rest to you. Yeah, that shouldn't exist.
That should absolutely be right.
Well, perhaps the closest thing to destroyed mechanically is just not sold. Because I can't just dump them.
Yeah, it says deleted. But
Yeah.
There's no, like, delete button on it?
Nope. Hey, Cammy.
I shall be back in a few.
Hey there. How have you been? Things are alright. Good. I hope they stay that way. Let me know if they don't, though, alright? I'm always up to help. For now, I gotta help Altug more, though. See you later, yeah? Don't have a whole lot of money right now. Nose itches. Actually, hey guy. Yeah, no. Don't even have much for more medical supplies. I mean, I could replenish that, Yeah, I have a little bit that I can replenish. I know that I used one gold trauma kit. I can afford another one. And another one advanced med kit. Oh, hey, how much karma do I have? Oh, I have no karma to spend. Okay. Oh. Oh. I could deliver the project data to the Shockvelen writer. I think that's a bad idea. Like, I'm all about the freedom of information, but no. No one should have that. Here we go. Delete the Bloodline project data.
There.
Bam. Warning, this is a one-way operation. Deleted files will be non-recoverable. Are you sure that you wish to proceed? Delete the data. File deleted. Check inbox for messages. Re-blitz. From M to VL. Dear VL, please tell Lucas, Blitz, that I'm proud of him for not being an idiot. In all seriousness, I know that his first impulse must have been to come riding in to my rescue, despite the fact that I didn't want him to. The fact that he was willing to listen to me and stay away, well, it means a lot. I wish that I could tell him everything. So much has happened. But for now, I'm afraid that I have to keep quiet. Lives depend on it. Please tell him to sit tight, and that I'll be in touch when I can. And please tell him that I love him. Best, M. Your continued assistance. Shockvellenreiter, to VL. Thank you for your service. As a sign of our appreciation, we have decided to reward you with a piece of biotech that one of our operatives acquired on a recent job. If you wish to take advantage of this, go see Dr. Escabel. The implantation surgery has already been paid for, so there will be no cost to you. Thanks again for your help, and enjoy your new toy. Freedom, equality, information, Shockvellenreiter. If I had a better understanding of how my essence impacted my ability to use magic, I might. Like, if I can get some low-impact biotech installed without it dropping the ceiling on my magical ability, then I would. Check the status of the Alice Fund. Current funds, 40,000. Required funds, 50,000. Huh. Oh! Oh, that was something else. I also I have different data from Aztec. That's probably what Shockvellenreiter wanted. Thread kaboom. You feel that shake a few hours ago? Not an earthquake. Azzy facility went sky high downtown. Boom! Can see the smoke from here. Friend of mine down there says it was a power spike that blew their generators. I doubt it. Only Shadowrunners have that sense of flair. You're kidding me. That huge one that sprung up 6 months ago? Place must have cost millions to build. If it was runners, hope they got a major payday. No way I'd go anywhere near an Azzy facility without a trunk full of ammo and a mage watching my back. Honestly, the power spike version sounds more likely. I've walked past that facility, and they have guards posted at the door 24/7. Not to mention the automated turret systems backing them up. No way someone got paid to waltz through that shiza. No way. So dig this. Apparently there were some survivors wandering around an U-Bahn station near the blast site. Some Bumona folks approached to see if they had accounts. Then one of them said that they had to keep running, and they all took off down the tunnel. Well, sure, with a blast of that magnitude, they were probably all in shock. Found another post about a bunch of glassy-eyed people wandering around. Said that they were all wearing hospital gowns? The Bumona people must have hooked them up. They keep all kinds of medical gear in their rescue wagons. Maybe. Or maybe they were Azzy guinea pigs. Yep.
That'd be the clones.
Send in the clones. Jobs directory. Claim payment for sabotage run. Frau Muller to VL. If you are receiving this message, I have fled the country or am otherwise unavailable. Don't worry, you'll still be getting paid. I've made the appropriate preparations. In any case, VL, thank you for helping me. Please do not attempt to contact me again. As far as the world and my former employers are concerned, I am buried under a ton of rubble. It is best that I remain that way. Goodbye, Ivan Jimenez, a.k.a. Frau Muller. Payment from client, 36,000. Deductions for crew salary, 9,600. Ammunition and resupply costs, 2,400. Automatic deduction for Alice funds, 18,000. Remainder sent to VL's account, 6,000. No pending or active jobs. Check the status of the Alice Fund. Transfer 50,000 to Alice's secured cred stick for payment. Account admin override password required. Current admin user Paul Amsel. VL, please speak with me when you are ready to proceed with Alice's payment. Well, I won't do that just yet. And I do have some more money to play around with now. So, well, let's see. First, save. Next, take the non-blood magic thing to The Schockfellenreiter. Oh, no, that was it. Dang it. Well, yeah. Still made the right choice.
And Bloodline Project can die in the fire that it belongs.
Yeah.
It can die in a generator explosion.
Mm-hmm. Okay, spellcasting. Essence, a living being's life force. Installing cyberware depletes essence, which causes cooldown times for spells to increase. The base number of spell slots available to the caster is equal to half of their essence rounded down. Therefore, losing essence can cause spell slots to be permanently lost. You cannot have less than one essence. Shaman. Let's see. Ooh, essence cost 0. Adrenal contractor. Or contractor, rather.
Yeah, I contract out my adrenaline.
When triggered, gain +1 AP, but take an additional 2 damage from attacks. Lasts 3 rounds. Extra AP can be nice. And if I'm not going to be in the fray... Yeah. Oh. Cluster of specialized nervous tissue that filters out pain responses. +1 willpower, -1 intelligence. A pain editor also has an essence cost of 0. Is there anything else 0? No, just that one. Yep. All right. What else might I want to spend money on? Since I have a chunk now. I have a chunk. There's probably some spells that I could get. Hey, Algernon.
That's why I did. Of course, why I see counselors here. It's gonna be a lunch break time.
Is there anything better than what I have over here? I could get an extra point of spirit control, but my armor and charisma are pretty nice right now. Yeah, 2 charisma, 5 armor. That's tough to beat. So how about some magic? Haste 3. And Fire Barrier.
My volunteer. Of course. There. Sure, that's what I was saying. Sure, that's that. I'll leave that. There, should check.
I wish I could more easily reorganize my spell list here. Maybe I can from the menu. I don't know. Let's see. Meh. Having multiple different haste spells could be nice. Is potentially nice, though. Malik, do you have anything that, guy, Blitz, could use? have to see how his equip screen looks again. Hey, Chief, what can I do for you? Nothing much, Lucas. Hey, I've got something for you. Really? What is... He straightens. His eyes go wide. Wait a second. How did you know that name? I found a message waiting in my inbox. It was directed to you. He swallows. Hard. Who was this message from? Take a look. He grabs your wrist and pulls it towards himself, angling his head to read the screen of your PDA. A few seconds later, he looks up at you with a grin. Well, you were right. Seems that way. Well, I'm glad to hear that she's okay. You ready to leave this behind you and concentrate on your work? Here's a hint. The correct answer is yes. Yeah, boss. No more digging around and no more fishing expeditions. When Emily's ready to come back, she'll come back. I get that now. Good.
Yay, for Blitz not being a dumbass.
Yay, not dumbass.
But only because you encouraged him to not be a dumbass.
Uh-huh.
Please no be dumbass.
His instinct was absolutely to do the stupid thing.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure in the bad timeline for him, he doesn't foul it up because he's a foul up in general. He fouls it up because there's too much writing on it. It's a good way to get the strength when something has too much. Yeah.
Yeah.
When you're too worried about the consequences and not focusing on what you're actually doing. It's a good way to invoke those consequences.
Okay, I'm going to...
Yeah, of course.
There, that's much better. My items don't... Their organization doesn't matter so much, because they go away when I use them. Does Sam need any more donations? I know that he's reached all of his original goals. Talk about your organization. Are you accepting donations? Thank you, friend, but no. We have grown as much as I am comfortable with for 1 year, and you have done quite enough already. Know that you have positively impacted the lives of a great many Kreutzbazaar residents, VL. Be proud of that fact. Okay. More medical supplies. Wait. Why were my spells jumbled up again? Are you sure?
Who's been in my spell book?
Alright, well, time to talk to Amsel. And then go talk to Alice. You remember Alice? It's a story about Alice.
I think she'll know. Oh, goodness. That's not really count, Daniel. But...
Okay. I need your password to transfer Alice's payment onto a cred stick. Amsel sucks in a deep breath. He suddenly looks as though an enormous weight has been lifted from his shoulders. Yes. Very good. Excellent, in fact. This has been a long time coming, VL. You're telling me. Amsel turns to open a file on his computer. Alright, VL. Before you make this transfer, there are a few things that you should know. Firstly, this is a one-way operation. Once the funds have been transferred to the cred stick, the only person who will be able to access them is Alice. As far as the team is concerned, the money will simply disappear. Well, it's not like we were planning on doing anything else with it anyway. Keep going. Secondly, once you make your way to the rabbit hole with the funds, it's go time. I trust that you understand what I mean by that. Go ahead and clarify it for me. What I mean is that retrieving Alice's information will be your only priority. No more distractions, and no more side work. I will busy myself canceling your remaining jobs and smoothing any ruffled feathers. Don't have any more remaining jobs anyway.
You've done all of the side quests.
Mm-hmm.
Each of them.
Makes sense. Anything else? It is Van Jamma. I really like it. There's 3 games in this series. This is the second of them. They're not... They're only related insofar as, like, the mechanics and setting.
So, lunch.
Yes.
But yeah.
Start.
What you thinking?
Yes.
I hear food plans behind me.
Yes. You think I'd order something in or go get something?
Especially if it's like texture, so that's interesting.
That sounds evil. Evil food.
Actually, the correct term, I think the correct term is like glucose or something. It's why it's spelled glucose. And yes.
Oh yeah, you could absolutely play this one without having played the first one.
It's lunch, so I don't want to.
In fact, I think I only remember encountering, like, 2 references to the first one in this one. But yeah, this one, as you've probably gathered, is set in Berlin. The first one is set in Seattle, and the third one is set in Hong Kong. So they all have similar vibe, but different looks, if that makes sense. Alright. Just that you need to be sure before committing to this. Time is important. A great dragon wants us dead, and that is not a thing to take lightly. But you shouldn't return to the rabbit hole until you are prepared to act. If you have any doubts, then I'd urge you to wait. Were you going to say something?
I was wondering about that accent that you were doing, and wondering if that's something that Chris should be laughing at, if he happens to be listening. Were you going for some sort of a...
I was aiming for kind of an Anthony Stewart head as Giles.
Okay.
I'm glad you said that because I was so thinking that.
Good. I
Successful at
yeah.
it.
Now this one is a subtle enough accent. I don't think it would bother Chris that much. Dietrich, however, I mean, like I told him, I'm not going full on Dick Van Dyke and Mary Poppins because that drives him crazy.
Yeah.
But he's like a grizzled old punk. So I give him a voice kind of like this. Technically he's from Germany, but
I was gonna say with a name like Dietrich.
he's from Germany, but he spent time in London.
Most everybody's from Germany. This thing is set in Berlin.
It is. So yes.
Home of the Berlin Gambit.
Yeah. But to be fair, a lot of people from Germany learn to speak English from English people, and so their English accents lean English.
They still got Kieselberg's.
I understand. I'm ready to proceed. He breathes a sigh of relief. Excellent. The password is Folklinken.
That was their
What?
special.
Once you are en route to the rabbit hole with the funds for Alice's payment, I will cancel the team's remaining obligations. Understood. I have to say, VL, this lifts an enormous weight off of my shoulders. When Monica brought you on board, I was initially unsure about you. I would never have said that to anyone else, of course, but I kept you under a watchful eye. I can see now that I needn't have doubted her judgment. She chose her successor well.
Oh, I see.
Now please, go fetch the information from Alice. He claps a hand on your shoulder. We're one step closer to surviving this mess.
Yeah, chicken slicks. Still Kieselberg's. It's not coffee flavored, is it?
Not coffee flavored, it has coffee in it.
Worse.
Better. It's basically a frappuccino.
Okay, apparently this is a different bit of data than what Schockvellenreiter was wanting.
Get out of here, thanks for learning. Who cares? Oh, this is
Oh wow. It's Kieselberger.
Kieselberg's.
Hash brown cheese. Yeah.
That's kind of weird that my phone gave me a whole bunch of notifications right when I did that in game. Like it's saying, "Hey, the payment for Alice is ready." I need another ibuprofen. My head really hurts.
Phone notifications. Your phone's going on. I don't know.
So,
Poking around. That sounds like an opt.
Funds disappear from your account. Moments later, a message pops up on the screen. Transfer complete. Sitting in its dock on the keyboard, a green LED blooms to life on Alice's cred stick. The trigger has been pulled. The rabbit hole awaits. You hear that, Teddy?
You're about to fall into the rabbit hole.
Mm-hmm.
it's like, I'll be be there, don't worry. It's the art stuff.
Tristan, unless you like their fried turkey sandwiches and such.
I mean, that's interesting.
And one pill makes you larger, and another makes you small. And the one that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice. When she's 10 feet tall. Alright. Travel to the rabbit hole at the Altstadt Spandau U-Bahn station to retrieve Alice's pay data.
Big worker, it seems so. Did you sound anything?
Oh, I don't know.
The tiny cred stick feels heavy in your pocket, fat with the weight of hard-won Nuyen. The U-Bahn station swallows you up and sends you hurtling down the rabbit hole, towards Alice, towards the information you've bled for. The train pulls to a stop, and the doors hiss open to the dark old platform. With luck, answers lie ahead. Anything hiding around? Doesn't look like it.
Kind of low-lying plant life.
I beg your pardon?
Some kind of ambush.
Ambush? Barvid Hablish?
There's one glowy bathroom.
I mean, it's got to be lit.
At the arcade machine that marks the entrance to the rabbit hole.
Well, that is the rabbit hole. Alice's console stands alone against the filthy wall of the U-Bahn platform. The colorful sprites that flicker across the screen stand in sharp contrast to the surrounding grime. Insert Alice's payment into the machine. The cred stick poured in the machine greedily accepts your payment. You watch as the black plastic of the cred stick's case disappears into the console. Moments later, a message winks onto the screen. Oh, something I just thought of also, Vanjama. I know the first one, I know the first game does, I don't know if the rest of them do, but at the very least, there is a large Steam Workshop modding scene for the first game, or at the very least there's a lot of stuff up there, because it includes a scenario building engine in which you can, like, make your own stories and stuff. And so people have made their own story modules and posted them to there. I haven't played any of them. I don't know if any of them are any good. Given that they're all amateur, they probably, I would wager they're probably not as good as the core story or of any of the ones that are official. But they're there. Excuse me. And of course, there's also lots of like asset packs for making your own stuff with more different kind of things than are in the core game.
Taco Castle looks decent, but not super interesting.
Yeah.
White Castle? What?
No, Taco House.
Taco House.
Oh, Taco Casa. Gotcha.
Yeah. We've been trying to say things that aren't actual names of places. I had also suggested the son of a llama with a hat.
Oh! Okay. I get it. We're still trying to decide. I'm going to let them pick a place and then just give them an order, though, because I am kind of hungry. I had a sandwich a couple hours ago, but, yeah, that's already starting to wear off.
What you think it sounds good, David?
You mentioned Carl Jr. has
Well,
Right.
I mean, I have-
The cred stick poured in the machine greedily accepts your payment. You watch as the black plastic of the cred stick's case disappears into the console. Moments later, a message winks onto the screen.
and fried zucchini.
yeah, fried zook.
Ooh, chili. What are you putting in your chili? What do you put in your chili? Message file. VL. Couldn't wait for you any longer. Something is tracking me. Something terrible. Need to get out of town. Go dark for a while. If you're smart, you will too, but a deal's a deal. When you punch the flashing button on the console, it'll spit out an optical chip with your information. Nice.
So she already did the work.
And crickets, of course. I mean, cricket meal is a thing. I would absolutely try eating food made with cricket meal because, one, the texture isn't there, and two, it is absolutely a sustainable source of protein.
So Alice already did the work. Even though you hadn't paid her yet?
I just paid her.
Yeah, and you got back a message saying I couldn't wait, had to go.
Well, right. Alice was gathering.
Here's the chip with the information you wanted.
Yeah,
She'd already done it.
Yeah, Alice was gathering information. It's like as soon as I agree to the terms, she starts tracking down the information. I start getting the money for it,
Oh, that's how.
and she doesn't hand over the information until I pay her.
Cricket meal.
Okay, so she'd absolutely done the work and just like automatically set it to hand over to you when you get the money.
Yes,
Would you want to know in advance that that's what you're reading?
yes.
Is it Kansas already?
I'm
They're
not
super
sure I
hard
could
to eat
make
like
myself
there.
eat it if I knew in advance.
I mean, it.
Yeah.
Even though, I
Lunch.
mean, even though I understand from all of the,
Mhm.
you know, all of
So I'm
the
kind of leaning in a
good
Harvey's-ish
points.
direction.
Mhm.
Logically, that all makes sense, and I'm all for it. I agree with that.
Yeah.
And, you know,
Yeah. Honestly, like for me, eating bugs, texture is the entire thing. I understand that there are. Yeah. No, absolutely not. I understand that there are cultures that do eat bugs, and I understand that chocolate-covered ants are thing, and that's fine. I do not wish to crunch down on bugs
Yeah.
or squish down on grubs or anything like that.
It's slimy yet satisfying.
Yeah, no, Pumbaa.
What do you call it, Pumbaa?
You were quoting Pumbaa just then.
I thought they both described grubs as that.
I'm pretty sure it was just, at the very least in the movie, it was just Pumbaa that said it. In the TV show, they may have each said it at some point, but
Pumbaa said it, and then Simba repeated it later.
Ah. Because I am way too scrawny to be Pumbaa.
You'd be Timon, I'd be Pumbaa.
now Lion King knocked it out of my head, whatever it was I was going to say.
something about cricket meal.
Got weird stuff to eat, yeah.
Oh,
But
okay, yeah, that looks chalky.
yeah, I certainly understand,
Oh, the green burrito sounds delicious, but 930?
you know, cultural
That'll knock me right
differences
out.
in what people like. And like you said, so very sustainable. I mean, there are times when there's got to be a ton of dead crickets, you know, on the sidewalks around here.
Yeah.
And in Texas, I don't know why all of a sudden they all come and die on the sidewalk.
I mean, it's like every fall around here, at least, campus is swarming with crickets.
So yeah, sustainable and you know,
Yeah, I
and
read the simulation
serves
and
a
everybody's
good
like,
purpose
I
too.
didn't know what
Mhm.
to say now.
gets them out of the way, and a good source of protein. I get all of that, but
Would you please pour me some more?
sure.
And add a little more ice too?
And something, I think it was last night, Nightshade was, it was
Only
like
somebody's
talking
gonna handle it.
sort of a show, so
Mhm.
it was music, like game music kind of stuff in the background.
Mhm.
And then with one of those, just moving background kind of things, an app for whatever. But this thing that he had was awful. It looked like a bunch of big fat earthworms writhing amongst each other.
Yeah.
And except for the fact that, I didn't know anything about what he was talking about, I would have told him, oh, please, Nightshade, switch your visual with the music, because it was making me ill.
Ooh.
I'm sure it looked like dinner to
Yeah.
some people.
Oh, actually, I think I saw.
And stuff.
I think I saw a bit of that. The like in the preview image in the announcements channel.
Yeah.
That it was the visualizer was based on part of Earthbound.
It looked like earthworm to me.
It was the Devil's
It looked
Machine.
like big fat.
Yeah. Well, it's supposed to it's supposed to look creepy.
Well, it does. It looks creepy.
They are like biological-esque conduits. Yeah, it is creepy. It's supposed to be creepy. Also, Van Jamma said, "I have had fried crickets before. They just taste very crunchy, no real flavor. It takes the flavor of whatever spice is added to it."
Yeah. Well, see, that makes it then especially
Yeah.
suitable for
Right.
foodstuffs, for adding protein. 'Cause
It's like tofu.
do not get enough.
Absolutely. But yeah, like tofu takes the flavor of whatever you cook it with. If you use cricket meal in,
I've not had a lot of tofu dishes, but what I've had, I liked fine.
Yeah.
I had no problem at all with it.
yeah, tofu's good if it's made well.
Yeah.
Which is to say, if it's made with anything that has flavor,
Yeah.
like cooking up. Yeah, yeah. Like cooking up tofu with lettuce would get you absolutely nothing. All right. Anyway, yes. Take my advice. Whatever this Vauclair business is to you, drop it. Drop it and run. And for God's sake, VL, stay out of the Matrix. It isn't safe. Alice. The message fades from the screen, and a button on the console begins to flash. Press the button. You can hear the whine of motors spinning up in the arcade cabinet's guts. With a smooth mechanical motion, a generic brand optical chip slides out of the payment port in front of you. Enjoy, Van Jamma. Thanks for watching. Abruptly, the screen goes black. The console powers down. The optical chip sits in its cradle, waiting for you to take it. Take the chip. I'm sure we will. Thanks. The instant that the chip leaves its cradle, the machine reboots itself. You are again alone.
I think we need to get Swavely to draw you one more
Thank you.
emote.
Mm-hmm.
It's the modified Daniel's face, where Daniel says, I'll fight anybody for a squid. Like the last of the summer wine, I'll fight anybody for a quid.
Mm-hmm.
Only, unfortunately, there's not, you wouldn't be able to write under there, I'll fight anybody for a squid.
Yeah. Well, Swavely did say that he's basically limited to pixel art in terms of what he can do.
Okay.
Which
so
a
face would be very difficult.
A face that would be recognizable as Daniel making that ridiculous face would that would be unrecognizable.
Yeah. put it on your page anyway, your Twitch, underneath someplace, along with your mountain domes and your very southern.
Okay, so we're targeting Carl's Jr.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, let me check their menu.
I'm just gonna steal the thread here out of Hunter.
Kat, did we ever show you that clip from Last of the Summer Wine? That episode where the semi-drunk guy in the pub comes up and says, "I'll fight anyone."
Yeah.
Quick.
Yeah.
But he gets his eyes real big, and he's kind of, but he's got the same hair color and the same or a very similar sort of mustache. And when he did that with the eyes, I'll fight him. Then had Dave repeat it, and of course he changed to Squid. And it was hilarious.
That's fantastic.
I mean, it was fun watching this character because it was just so out of left field
Right.
for him. And David did such a spot-on impersonation of this guy. Which, without the mustache, it wouldn't have worked. But, between the mustache and then making his eyes get real big, it was so much like the guy it was almost real.
And I injected a cephalopod to make it weirder.
5-piece chicken tenders?
Tenders, right?
Yes.
Because that's not like the stars?
Yeah. Shaped nuggets for
The
small
nuggets
children.
is funny because it kind of looks like freaking it looks like a tidal barrier when you arrange like when you arrange them like, huh. This looks like it's designed to stop waves.
As you settle in for your trip back to the Kreutz Bazaar, you can feel the rest of the world compartmentalize and fall away. No more distractions, just you, the train, and the optical chip. It sits in your pocket like a hot stone, impossible to ignore. The train ramps up to speed, filling the air with a monotonous electric whir. The sound is soft and low and urgent, like the droning wings of an enormous insect. It'd be soothing if your mind weren't occupied with other matters. All at once, the monotony is broken. Your PDA is buzzing. A quick glance at the screen tells you that you're receiving a call, and that Paul Amsel is on the other end. And my phone makes a sound at an interesting time once again. I didn't give you my actual phone number, Paul. What are you doing?
Yeah, but he knows a Decker.
You hit the receive button on your PDA. One look at the grainy image that blossoms to life on the screen is enough to tell you that something has gone terribly wrong. The strangled sounds of panicked breathing punch through your PDA's tiny speakers. In the image window, you can see the outlines of figures silhouetted against the backdrop of Amsel's shop. The view rotates, bringing them toward the center of the frame. The image sharpens. In the center of the screen stands an enormous orc in battle armor, a hand cannon leveled at something just out of frame. His face is a shiny mat of grafted tissue, his smile like something out of a nightmare. Paul? Paul! The orc doesn't respond. You don't hear your own echo over Amsel's microphone either. He must have muted the volume on your end of the conversation. You watch, powerless, as the orc's grin widens. The frantic breaths that you hear coming from off-screen increase in frequency. From off-screen, you hear Amsel's frantic voice. Audrun, please, tell me what this is all about. What are the Firewing's plans? You're going to kill me anyway. Don't send me to the grave with a... Your stomach drops as the gun bucks and roars in the orc's hand. Your view on the PDA pitches wildly, then comes to a sudden stop with a violent cracking sound. A burst of static floods the screen. Moments later, a dark shape falls into view with equivalent force. You hear the unmistakable sound of bone crunching against hardwood. The camera auto-adjusts, and the dark shape swims into focus. You are staring into and through the dripping, cavernous ruin of what was once a human head. The remnants of the face that remain are enough to confirm what your gut already knows. The body on the screen is that of Paul Amsel. From out of frame, far away, you can hear another voice, a woman, young from the sound of it, with a military cadence. "What now, sir?" "Now we press our advantage. Jam their comms, Ortega." The sounds of hurried motion recede into the background. "All right, remember, people. Amsel was the brains of the operation, but the rest will put up a lot more fight. Flush 'em out and take 'em down, one by one." Another voice chimes in, a young man this time. "Sir, look at Amsel's wrist. The PDA. I think that it's recording." "God effing damn it!" You hear the roar of another gunshot, and the screen goes dark. Your vision swims, and the screen of your PDA seems to fade away. The impact of what you've just witnessed hammers you in the gut, over and over again. Amsel is dead. The Kreutz Bazaar is under attack, and it's entirely possible that an ambush party is already waiting to meet you at the U-Bahn platform. Whatever your attackers have planned, you won't be able to do much about it from here. The train is speeding towards the Kreutz Bazaar station. No more stops between you and the enemy. Nothing to do but prepare yourself and wait. Oof.
Did you want combo or just...
Just the tenders.
Just the cheeks.
Hey, Iger. You're a sight for sore eyes. The barrel of Iger's rifle swings upward. She emerges from cover, turning to face you. "About time you showed up." The light plays off of Iger's face like a streetlight on rain-slick asphalt. Her face, neck, and chest are sheeted in slick, dark liquid. Blood. A lot of blood. "Iger, are you alright?" "I'm fine. He only nicked my thigh." Iger wipes her mouth with the back of her hand, then hoists a corpse up from behind the makeshift barricade. A young man, maybe in his early 20s, his eyes frozen wide in surprise. What's left of his throat hangs down in ragged flaps. "This up here, it isn't mine." "I'm surprised that you let him close distance on you like that." Iger bristles. "Even the best shooters have to reload sometime. Did you meet with Alice? Do you have our information?" Yeah, I got it. An optical chip. We'll have to use my mission computer to open it. Whatever's on that chip, these bastards don't want us to read it. All the more reason to do exactly that. After we put the rest of them in the ground, that is. Iger, they killed Paul. I saw it. Iger's expression hardens. "Yeah, I know. He had us all patched in on that call. We all saw what happened. I figured they'd try to ambush you at the platform, ventilate the train, take you out, and cut off a potential escape route in the process. It's what I would do, so I hightailed it out here and set up an ambush of my own." "Thanks, Iger." She smirks at you. "Save it. I'm here to protect the optical chip. That thing cost us 50 grand, after all."
Ranch, barbecue, or honey mustard?
Barbecue. Anyway, that's enough talk. We've got a job to do. Iger swings her rifle up and over her shoulder. "There are an unknown number of hostiles topside. They're well equipped, decently trained, and hell-bent on killing us.
Mine is an ulcer box meal. Yeah.
The last thing I heard, Glory was on the north end of town, and Dietrich was out getting coffee when all hell broke loose. Let's go get them." My friends need help. Let's go give it to them. Ooh, +1 AP.
Just erase that. And scroll. Okay, see where it says popular items up there? Okay, let's scroll. And then down as well.
Oh, under all Star Wars. That's
Yes.
where are you?
No, that. Yeah.
Well, they had a hellhound turn on them. Or...
There's
Yeah.
Oh, could it be?
Medium.
Oh, I hope it is.
And then, yeah. Yeah. And then the other thing that I want is on sides. Also, did you want to like see the whole
First, take cover.
I have radar shoot.
Okay. In that case, actually, those
I might try one slice of stuff.
okay.
Because I've had very few patients.
They're so yummy. I did not test very. You actually were thicker, but other than that, they did really well.
Straw cheesecake. That sounds disgusting. Straw. Gross.
Nice.
Members.
Very nice. He did.
Of course. Of course. It's interesting. Very nice.
They don't have interesting things.
Yes, the video's not listening.
They don't want to post ones. Aww.
Okay, so mine's a Tesla.
Something ahead of you lets out a low rumbling growl from the shadows, a primordial sound that echoes down the snowy streets. It steps into the light. Dante. Even from this distance, you can feel the heat radiating from the enormous dog's body. He locks eyes with you, and you can see the fire burning within him. He takes a step toward you, hackles raised. Iger glances at you. Her voice is calm, but you can see the unease on her face. I forgot to mention, fearless leader, your dog's acting funny. How long's he been like this? Beats me. I caught sight of him on the way down to the U-Bahn platform, and he looked normal enough. Then one of these bastards took a shot at him and winged him. Big mistake. Dante got mad. Real mad. He started shaking and twitching, and I saw fire in his eyes. He was on the guy before I could blink. A few seconds later, the shooter was a red smear on the sidewalk, and Dante looked like this. Astral perception. Your third eye slides open and the world shifts to gray. Buildings, streets, cars, all gray. In your peripheral vision, you can see Iger, her outline pulsing a warm glow. Dante glows like a burning coal. His aura is a shifting explosion of red and yellow light. As you look into the dog's aura, you can feel it looking back into yours, acknowledging you in astral space. Dante is more than just a dog. Did you know that Monica's dog was part hellhound, Iger? Iger raises an eyebrow. No, but considering the circumstances, I'm good with it. You can control him, right, VL? Hey, Dante. Hey, boy, how you doing? Dante's expression softens. He's seen your aura in astral space. His ears stand back up, and you could swear that you see him smile. He trots over and takes his place by your side.
Good dog.
Looks like you got yourself a hellhound. Sweet. Oh, that's awesome.
I guess we still do Carl's Jr. if it's not picking up. Alright, wait.
Do we want to just go?
I think it was just my lunch stuff. Hear from someone. Was she like not in today? What's going on?
Yep.
Show yourself. See ya.
If I'm gonna have to stop and get cigarettes and too.
Took you long enough. And pop back into cover. What's the range on this? I can only hit one of them. Missed.
Shits. Shit.
Ha! Nice. That conjurer summoned a spirit and it immediately turned on them and just wasted them.
Nice. That was a very low chance of happening. Probably. Unless they were just bad.
I did inflict AP damage on it in the conjurer in the previous round. So, they might have just not had enough AP to maintain control? In which case, why did they bother summoning in the first place?
Scripting?
I suppose.
Enemies don't always act smart.
This is
probably
true.
how you managed to beat that blood mage in the O's technology.
Yeah.
You could have been hitting like a truck,
Mm-hmm.
and you probably mostly won because you made mistakes.
Well, one of his allies summoned a corruption spirit that also turned, and that was what dealt most of the damage to him.
Oh, his friend was doing mistakes. Huh.
I'm an idiot. You know, I was just saying I would have to go and get death sticks over me. I said that if I went, I would have to go with death sticks over
Opened up while I was walking down the stairs. I copied this to you.
Yeah, I saw the notification.
VR furries are now running around the Four Seasons Total Landscaping.
When?
Isn't that great?
Did someone just make the place in VR?
Uh-huh.
Funny.
And so now, yeah, the parking lot is full. Four Seasons Total Landscaping, the Philadelphia business smack dab between a crematorium and a sex shop, is in many ways the heart and soul of America. It also happens to be a place where the former New York Mayor Rudy Giuliani and other supporters of President Donald Trump his failed re-election campaign addressed the press after media outlets called the race for his Democratic opponent Joe Biden. Now it exists in VR, complete with weathered detailing and a last-minute Trump 2020 podium, and rejoicing furries.
That's funny.
That is funny. Cooper Tom, a fursuiter and popular YouTuber, posted a video on Twitter on Monday morning, circling the scene in joy on VR chat. According to a tweet, virtual versions of a neighboring crematorium and sex shop are in the works. Isn't that wonderful?
Mm-hmm.
And the landscaping business has put out some messages saying, that they've gotten some rather negative blowback about the whole thing, but saying, they didn't agree to it because of who the candidate was. It says, we would have welcomed any campaign who wanted to use our parking lot. That would have been fine. We want to participate. We want to be a part of the American democracy. But it says sometime today they do expect to have a merch tab at their website for anybody who's interested in t-shirts, which I haven't gone to look at them yet, but I'm kind of tempted to
Yeah.
get the Four Seasons Total Landscaping.
I can't blame you.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
And they are claiming, the campaign, Giuliani and his people are claiming that no, that's where they intended to go the whole time.
Of course they're
That it
claiming
was
that.
Not, it wasn't a mistake. And the fact that Trump's tweet very much seemed to be indicating. He didn't say hotel, but he said lawyer press conference at the Four Seasons, Philadelphia. That obviously means the hotel that he's talking about. But they're saying no, it was just we told him that it was at Four Seasons Total Landscaping in North Philadelphia in an industrial park, but he didn't catch all of it, and just because he was so busy tweeting in all caps about other stuff and foaming at the mouth and whatever, that he just didn't catch the whole thing, and that's why he tweeted as if it was a hotel. But no, we meant for it to be this
Sure
tiny
they
little
did.
place between a sex shop and a crematorium.
Sure they did.
They did. And because it was next to a sex shop, that's why their featured speaker was a convicted, sex perv. Did you hear that? When I was talking about that? Exposed himself to two little girls, 11 and 7. And he's run for office, every election in Trenton, New Jersey. He's tried. What did y'all decide on for lunch?
Carl's? Okay, so we know Dietrich is down at Altug's shop. Where is Blitz? Oh. Ow. Jerkle. Okay, take cover there. Haste. That was easy. I'm not sure how much she'll show up.
Not go anymore.
That's... Okay, cute cat break. Over here, boss.
You're stuck. Here we go. That's cute.
Oh! Another dude. Ow! Jerk ass.
Is that anything like jerk pork? Jerk chicken?
Yeah, it's just donkey.
Poor donkey. Put the big litter
put-
box in Teddy's cage.
You put the big...
The big, yeah. And he appears to be just totally flopped out in it. Because it is big.
Yeah. Nice. Oh. Really? to see you all made it here alive. Dietrich straightens, his joints cracking under the strain. He takes a step in your direction, his expression grim. Listen, boss. We've got problems. I saw a group of these jackasses peel off a few minutes ago. They made a beeline for the sewers. They were carrying bombs, VL. Can't say what yield, but they looked big. Unless you fancy living in a crater, I'd suggest that we hightail it down there. Where the hell is Blitz? He took off with Malik, said something about jamming the attackers' comms. Don't worry about them, we've got to deal with those bombs. Examine. The door is held shut by a magical force. Good. Good, good, good. I'm worried about the dancers' outlay there. You and your team descend into the sewers, footsteps echoing off of the damp stone walls. You barely notice the smell. There's no time to waste. Waste. Audrin's team of mercenaries is down here somewhere, racing to plant their explosive charges beneath the Keats. The fate of the Kreutz Bazaar is in your hands. No, that's not what I wanted. Sight on that guy. Let's see, if I come over here, I might be able to get a shot. Out of visual range, no.
this morning, little barking,
Mm-hmm.
and somebody outside going, Jack, Jack,
I didn't hear that.
Jack. That's what I heard first. I mean, I can't say it woke me up, but that was the first sound I heard. That I was aware of hearing. The neighbor behind us, their pony fence began. Only this time, instead of running into Trisha's yard,
Mm-hmm.
it went over into the yard with the dog that I love.
Mm.
I don't know, I didn't see, obviously I was asleep, so I didn't see him jump. But I suspect he had to jump 2 fences to do that, because otherwise he would have had to gone over as far back in that corner as possible. And still, he would have had to go over 2 little bits of fence, even though being that close together, he would not have had to come down immediately on one side and then go back up over it, because they are so close together.
Right.
But still, but I'm just glad my favorite pup over there was not out in the yard, or presumably she wasn't. If she was, they let her in really quick. Yeah, I don't think she was outside. But Carolyn was back at that very corner of her fence. Jack. 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 Jack, come on. Jack. And Jack don't know his name. And he don't know her. And he don't want to know her, apparently. I mean, just
Sounds that way.
did not get his attention at all. He didn't stop. He acted like he couldn't hear her, like she wasn't even there. He was running around, sniffing at stuff in the yard. Just so happy to have a new area to smell. And
Hooray, food.
And that would be your 10%. Yep.
It's not a bear, it's a hellhound. Well, it's half hellhound.
Wow, okay.
It's like Ethan Baker being half wolf.
Mm-hmm.
You get sauce with yours? Okay.
James barbecue.
I wanted to make sure because I have barbecue, ranch, barbecue, ranch. I asked for ranch. I got both. And ketchup. Why did I get ketchup?
Oh no, not ketchup.
I don't like ketchup.
I mean, a hellhound is pretty good, too.
A cat is also fine.
Hellcat. That's me. Also, would you like to try a piece of fried zucchini?
No, thank you.
Yes. Pretty good, actually.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hot. It is hot. I'm gonna let that cool off for a minute before I take a bite.
That's really similar to Recipe on Holiday. A little saltier though. A little saltier. Oh.
I mean, fast food tends to be that way.
Oh yes.
Because salt will make you that much hungrier and thirstier.
Also, it really tastes good. It isn't good. You get too much of it, you get everywhere. But it tastes good. Because in the wild, it isn't everywhere. And it's important to get some.
Yes. But you find it very creepy. You go into a place, because you know, most dining restaurants especially, free refills on drinks. And you go somewhere that for whatever reason has bottled drinks or, you know, not refills, it's almost guaranteed that the food is going to be sold you.
So I figure it's just a matter of time before the pony ends up in our yard.
Yeah.
Oh, and you're gonna have to come take a look at what Tosca did with the paper bag put in this cage.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I mean, mostly just the distance he managed to transport it.
Ooh, you're not bear has a fire breath attack.
Mm-hmm.
And something involving 3 heads.
Well, that's floppy.
You know they say 3 heads are more than 1.
2 heads.
Deep? Oh, squeak. Okay, I thought it was beep. What was beep?
And now that I have barbecue sauce in front of me, now I want to use it. It's just weird.
Now they're existing at you.
So they put the sauce on the bottom of the bag with all of the hot food on top of it. And this little plastic thing that's like half
Chicken strips, dipped in molten plastic.
That reminds me. We need a favor from you. At some point, I want to make my own barbecue sauce. Possibly one that I might sell. But I need your help. Because I want to make a spicy barbecue sauce. I'm thinking I might do different levels of spicy. So I'll need a taste test here.
I can absolutely lend assistance.
You think ghost pepper barbecue sauce would be good?
Yes. I can see why they thought Diefenbaker was a bear. I mean, Dietrich. Or
Dante.
Dante, right. Look at his portrait on the on the initiative menu. It looks like a bear.
I am shooting-ating them good. They think they can waltz into my Keats. They got another thing coming. Open the door. Get on the floor. Everybody.
Shoot that guy with the dinosaur.
Oh.
And he might be guilty.
Gotta buy your own sandwich. Oh, that takes 2. That's why it wasn't working.
Sorry, Nightshade, I'm afraid you can't steal my sandwich. I just finished eating it. And you're not a cooler.
Never fry.
My brain just goes, but it's mine now. Take it from me, if you dare.
If you want ketchup, boy howdy, can you have ketchup? We'll FTP you some ketchup.
Brutal. Please take all ketchup. The number of ketchup packets is too damn high.
It really is. It's been, like, we got a bunch of those big ones. And yes, there have been a couple of occasions where they've been in there for so long they tend to ferment and partially burst and dripped down below, and then Vince started getting sick. And it turns out he was looking the gross sticky stuff that he was finding.
Ew.
His kitties are
Uh-oh. Does Van Jamma know that, Mom? I said, does Van Jamma know that?
Don't worry, Steve. I'm sure those things are probably supposed to be on fire. It can be difficult to tell between what should and shouldn't be on fire, though, sometimes. Especially when something's just kind of casually on fire. Like, it's not burning intensely, it doesn't look like it recently caught fire, it's just on fire. Like, maybe it should be, but you can't tell.
Oh.
Just burn in there.
It's a problem that comes up like when you're out on campaign and you know your superiors decide to like raise a town or something, and you're still like securing the area, but the stuff is on fire. Yeah, they're burning the whole place down, but it's hard to tell like what's really on fire and dangerous to be near, and what's just sort of like casually on fire and not really a problem.
Well, those things are fire spirits.
Oh, so they're definitely supposed to be on fire.
Yes.
They'd be dead if they weren't.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you happen to see my ex on fire, just know it's fine. It's supposed to.
I see which one,
There's a couple of them.
but I'm guessing the answer is yes.
There's one of them that I might come to you on, maybe. Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Well, I guess two, because one of them didn't really do anything wrong.
Sniper does all the sniping.
An early relationship was never really going well.
Huh.
There's two of them that didn't actually do
But That one. And then those two idiots. And then that dumbass. So it's four of my thing.
That wasn't supposed to miss.
Oh, hi, it's on. Hi.
Don't forget the cause of my TMJ.
Oh, it's absolutely. Make your team
You never know.
Because I remember the early abuse of... Oh, I forgot. Okay. So I remember the terrible abusive one. And I remember the two idiots, and then also the recent dumbass.
There's the terrible.
But I forgot the other.
Terrible.
The horrible one, the no good, and the very bad
Yeah, I
one.
forgot, I forgot the cheater. Even though one of the idiots was
And those spirits are fighting each other.
You know, was actually
Oh.
a successful cheater, just like, I don't know if
Ow!
There's a strange argument taking place in chat.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure like a Poopinator would cause problems via elimination. Okay, so if I'm reading the situation correctly, the Crits Bazaar is under attack, and you're under it right now.
Yes.
Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
it seems that I should feel bad for getting nothing but fried food. But
Well,
I don't.
some of them are fried vegetable discs. Zucchini's good for you.
It's good for you!
As opposed to a spoonful of mayonnaise, which is absolutely not. In spite of what ordinary Swedish cooking may have to think.
Regular, ordinary Swedish mealtime.
Boy, I will never get their name right well.
I completely forgot this guy was sitting right here. Well now. Allow me to just miss at you.
Who's controlling me? He's underneath the table.
Also, not everything that I got was fried. I didn't fry the cookie.
That'd be some state fair shit right there.
I mean, I have had
The great state
priorities.
fair of Carl's Jr.
Have you had the fried Oreos though?
I haven't been to the state fair in a long.
There we go.
I think like
Let's head to the safe house.
Before they even came
Take
up
care of Paul.
the
The orc is gonna pay for this.
I had the fried Oreos, and I also had a burger with a glazed donut instead of a bun.
the Luther.
I've had a chicken sandwich with a glazed donut instead of a bun.
I have a
But
glazed
that was
donut with
good
chicken
with
instead of a
chicken.
donut. I've had a glazed chicken with a donut instead of a bun.
Oh wait, no, it was that's right. You just reminded me. It was the chicken sandwich that had the donut bun. It was the burger had a cinnamon roll bun.
Oh, yummy.
Goodness.
You emerge from the foulness of the sewers only to be met with the equally dark stench of cordite and death. Although you've saved the Keats, it is far from unharmed. Residents wander the streets dazed, holding their wounds, tending to others, observing the damage. The look in their eyes tells the story. Their illusion of safety has been shattered. You enter Paul Amsel's trade emporium already knowing what you'll find there. The knowledge doesn't make the discovery any easier. Once again, the team gathers around Paul Amsel, but tonight he has no more missions to offer and no advice to give. His body lies motionless on the hardwood, cooling in the night air. The ruin of his face has been hidden under a burlap tarp. For several minutes, nobody speaks. Finally, Dietrich steps forward.
Even the dog said.
I think we should say something about Paul. There's another moment of silence, then Iger speaks up. I'll go. Iger brings herself to attention, stares straight ahead.
Sort of.
Paul Amsel was an important member of this team, and he supported us well. He said what he was going to do, and he did it. That's rare. That's worthy of respect. She looks down at the body. There is a long pause before she speaks again. Thank you, Paul Amsel, for everything. Another pause. Her voice softens. I was out of position when they came for you. I couldn't save you. I'm sorry. The others shift uncomfortably, not knowing what to say. Glory breaks the awkward moment, her voice a frosty monotone. I appreciate what Amsel did for us. It's another loss, one that this team can't afford. Glory's eyes sweep across the group, then land on Amsel's body. Her expression is impossible to read. After a moment, she turns her head to look at you. Losing people is hard, no denying it. Paul was a good one, and will be missed. Dietrich nods in agreement and crosses himself. Yeah, he was. Goodbye, Paul. Gott sei mit dir. Gingerly Blitz steps forward. His hair is mussed, and there's a fresh bullet hole in his jacket. He smells like smoke and blood and stale sweat, and his hands tremble as he takes them out of his pockets. Well, I didn't know Paul as well as the rest of you, but he seemed like a good guy. He shuffles his feet. I didn't want to see this happen, at any rate. You okay, Blitz? Looks like you and Malit saw some action back there. Yeah. His eyes remain fixed on Amsel's body. I'll live. As if in turn, Dante lowers his head sadly, lets out a heavy sigh, and closes his eyes. I misread that as crosses his eyes for a moment.
Or
That's...
the dog sad.
We'll miss you, Paul. Don't worry about the body. I know what to do. Be respectful, but be quick. After all, it is only a shell. Paul is with Monica now.
Just Monica.
We're all gonna be with Monica soon if we don't do something. The Firewing came after us once. Or the Firewing came after us once. She'll do it again. She doesn't care if she brings down an entire Keats to get to us. Can't argue with that, boss. While Feuerschwinger lives, the Kreuzbazaar is at risk. Our friends, our home, everything that Monica and Paul fought to protect. They'll all be destroyed if we don't put an end to her first. Come on, everyone. Let's get a look at that optical chip. I want to see what we're dealing with.
Feel bad for that poor dog, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
He lost two friends. Unless I misheard, sounds like Monica was his original owner.
Mm-hmm.
And Paul is the second.
Reloads all equipped weapons for 0 AP? Nice. Or, can target 2 enemies in one action. That is also good. Considering most of her weapons don't run out at once, though, I think I'm going to go with the Sniper Specialist 3. Because that's nice. Okay. The Dragon Slayer now harms all foes within 3 tiles of Dietrich for 16 damage. On subsequent rounds, target takes 5 HP damage and 1 AP damage. Or, Dietrich's idol grows more powerful, increasing incoming damage by an additional 2 points. Decreasing incoming damage by an additional 2 points. Yeah, that's pretty good. I'll go with the defensive one. He's not one to really wade into the thick of it. Or at least that's not how I play him. He probably ought to be like that, or at least he would have been in his younger days.
Wait,
Y'all are having such a strange discussion.
2 cats that name things? What? Oh, the barf. Okay, right. I was like,
Whoa! A Bumona Platinum Trauma Kit? Dude. Yes? Alright.
combined for new healing ability from that spirit that makes her quite the healer.
While Blitz is jacked into the Matrix, attacks on his physical body are reduced by 3 damage. Nice, but not something we'll typically have to encounter, I don't think. That's like the you got careless situation. Or Nova
Brittany had 3 opportunities yesterday to barf on the tile. She was so close, but each time she got on the carpet or the rug.
Carpet again.
Yes. But she was right next to the tile. But no.
Blitz's Mark Target ability now reduces the target's armor by 2. Nice.
Yes. And Remy's target is the carpet.
She's not looking.
Not kidding.
Hey. You should see it earlier every time Cat pointed at her. It was really cute.
Now you're just not gonna pay attention.
I did it, she didn't react. Every time that did it. No, the fruit smells asleep.
Selling used custom Westwind 2000. Like it says, good condition, clean, got the turbocharged kit, additional armor plating added to the front and sides. Trunk has a mounted Ares autocannon, but you'll need a rigger to operate it, no hand access. Looking for 80,000 new yen OBO. Nice car. Wouldn't happen to be any corpse looking for it at the moment, eh? Has the PPS been triggered? Any Rex/rebuild? Re Tolstoy. Nope, all clear on that front. Nobody drove this baby but me, and I don't wreck cars. The autocannon dropped the last sucker who tried to do any damage. No more posts in this thread. We don't have 80,000 new yen, sadly. I don't think I have any more pay data to sell. Nope. Alright. Before I read the optical chip, I need to record my life real quick. Begging your pardon. Have a commercial to ignore while I go do that.
Just completely ignoring him. He has no intention of coming back until he's ready to come back into the yard. And
Mila's just happily snuffling around in someone else's yard.
yeah, smelling where the other dog has been and seeing what toys are out there he can play with, and you know.
I'm sorry, I have a huge problem with that.
Yeah.
Controlling it. Like my dog that lives out in Choctaw, Toby, he's smart enough. He figured out how to open the gate.
Oh.
But he doesn't do it.
Yeah.
We started, when I was still living out there, we started putting a little clip there,
Yeah.
you know, and so then he couldn't do it. Now he's got it finally figured out, oh, I'm not supposed
Not
to do that.
supposed to, yeah.
He's a pit boxer mix, and the boxers are not really that bright.
Yeah.
So, and pits are, you know, they're nanny dogs, but they're like, the males are, when they hit puberty, they're just like, I'm gonna be the alpha.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was hard for me. I'm like,
Yeah,
no, you're not.
convinced them. Yeah, yeah. That you're the alpha.
Yeah. It's all about training. Like, I go out there now. I haven't lived out there for 7 years. I only see him once or twice a year.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. All of a sudden, he won't listen to them. It's just like, Mama.
He remembers that you were, yeah.
He knows my truck. He'll start crying when I'm halfway down the road. He's at the fence already, like,
Yeah.
That paper was discredited. There is no alpha.
oh no, he knows who the alpha is. Because, you know, pit jaws, they don't actually walk like people say, but they are tough.
Yeah.
So you can't teach them, don't ever bite. Because then, what if you step on the tail and they get scared or something, and then it's like, and now I gotta go to the hospital.
Yeah, yeah.
So when he was a puppy, we'd roughhouse a little bit, and he'd bite, and if he bit too hard, and people, no. And he's like, oh no.
Yeah.
Balls drop, and then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, this is fun. I'm gonna hump you now. And he bit me to a point that I had bruises on me, and he turned around and started trying to hump me, and I went, then he fucked out of his ear and come.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, you just got on top of me. Oh, you're the alpha.
Yeah.
No means no, dog.
Yeah, it took a couple of times of getting on top of him like that. You know, before he stopped humping me. And he's like, oh. And then, out of nowhere, sometimes he would come and just, whoop. And I'm like, hi.
Yeah, whoever had Jack before obviously didn't attempt to train him. Any, which I suspect is why Carolyn ended up with him, because they just couldn't control him. But neither can she. So, and you know, she's going to get a lawsuit on her hands if she doesn't keep her dog in her own yard. I mean, he did bite the daughter of the woman, you know, that direction, and she's a teenager. So, you know, it's not like a small child.
Yeah, but still.
But yeah.
Aw, yeah, no, she needs to control the dog. The poor dog, you'll get put down for something.
Yeah. Or, you know, somebody will say, well, I'll teach him and poison the dog or shoot the dog or something.
Yeah.
When it's not the dog's fault, it's the owner's fault. The original owner should have trained him better. And, you know, and the training does not mean cruelty to the animal or anything.
No,
That's,
no.
you know, ultimately, it really is, they're happier when they know what's okay.
Yeah,
what's
they look
not
at
okay.
structure in their boundaries.
Yeah. They want to be able to look to the alpha, look to the boss.
Yeah, positive reinforcement does so much.
Oh, yeah.
Like when Toby was good, he'd get to lay in the hammock with me and, oh God, we're going to try to make sure that you don't toss both of us out. Oh, no. Toby loves, he used to love that hammock.
Yeah, juvenile pets can be, oh boy, they can be ridiculous.
Yeah.
I think Remy was starting to get
nonsense.
towards that age when I had my stupid incident with her.
Yeah.
Because it should not have required a, like, punch to the face to get her to back down.
Yeah.
But she was just pushing her boundaries. Never mind, she knew I had the power to physically throw her across the room. They've done it before. They don't seem to care about that.
Well, if John had actually been helping me with Freya, we would have had her trained because she was a chewer. I mean, I walked to the bathroom, came back out, and she had chewed my phone charger with it plugged in still. I was so scared. And she was afraid of women, and so I never wanted to hit her.
Sure, yeah, because you didn't want to undo the confidence.
Yeah.
That, you know, the good confidence that she had in you.
But I got mad enough with all the chewing, the charging cord, my sandals, drywall around the window.
Oh, man.
And so I'm like, okay. So when she got my sandal, it was all chewed up and mangled. The other one was fine. I threw the one that she didn't chew away because that was the first time that I had ever actually smacked her. And I was like, Rhea, what is this? No! And she was just like, oh. But I just kept it because she chewed something else. And then, I'm gonna stop that there. Sorry, Mom. Like, I only had to hit her once.
Yeah.
And it wasn't even that hard. It was literally like a...
Yeah.
Would be surprised if she developed like an odd mental association. Like, oh, that thing is called a no. Oh. Now I know what that means.
No means I'm about to get my ass whipped. Okay. I'm sorry. But nobody ever wanted to help me. Like, John would try to get toys or whatever. But it's like, oh, there's a rope. There's a stuffed animal. I'm just like, she is a pit mix. That jaw. Those toys are not gonna laugh.
You're gonna need a reinforced comm for the big ones.
Uh-huh. You get her a squeaky toy that's pretty much like this. Yeah, no.
That'll last about an evening.
Yeah. Get her a Kong toy. That's all she needs.
Get her a discarded tire.
That's actually a good idea. I'm gonna remember that.
It might not necessarily be actually, because well, it depends on the tire. Because radial belt tires, there's woven steel up in there,
Very true.
which could stab her in the gums real good.
Very true.
But if it's just like a rubber tire, like a discarded bicycle tire or something, that's just rubber.
Probably fine, something like that.
Yeah, as long as you avoid like reinforced steel belts, a discarded tire is probably great for a really strong giant dog.
I can't wait to get her back. Can't wait to have her home with me. And I don't know. I don't know how we're gonna manage things, you know, because if it's like an ice storm, like if there's an ice storm out or something like that, I'm not gonna want her stuck outside. I'm probably gonna try to figure out a way to get some scrap metal or something so that I can build her like a little sort of kind of house thingy for if it rains or something. I'm not gonna be able to just buy her a little log house. She'll chew it.
It's an open top kennel.
It's literally like a chain link fence, but this tall. That's literally.
Okay, that's not a kennel then. That's a dog run.
Yeah, it's a kennel pin thingy. I don't know what you call it. But yeah.
You can totally like build a kennel into one side of the dog run.
Yeah. Just yeah, I gotta find her something so that she won't be, you know, sitting there getting rained on or whatever. But if it's snowing and icing and stuff like that, I'm not going to want her out there.
At the very least, a doggy lean-to.
Yeah. So maybe I bet I can convince Jessie and Di that like that on cold nights that maybe she could just come in and sleep with me. It's just gonna be a hassle trying to get her in and out of my bedroom, like from my room to the door and vice versa. With cats. When we get in, we will figure it out. I'm gonna be back in a little bit. I'm gonna go get Death Stick.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, lovely viewers.
December.
Now, let's read the contents of Alice's optical chip.
Crash.
Where?
Right, I got you.
You slot the optical chip into the computer's waiting chip jack. On the screen, Alice's office blossoms into view. A half-second later, a real-time simulation of Alice appears, seated behind her mahogany desk. Something about it reminds you of a figure from a wax museum, lifelike, but dead inside. It greets you with a facsimile of Alice's joyless smile.
My door's I'm just like, that's something I did too.
Customer name, VL. Its voice is hollow, synthetic. An automaton masquerading as a living woman. One who you've never even met in the flesh. Account number 1012579. Greetings, valued customer. I am an offline simulacrum of the Alice persona. I have been included on this chip to answer any questions that you might have about your information purchase. Nifty piece of tech. Not now, Blitz. If you are ready to proceed, I will present Alice's findings. You may interrupt this presentation at any point by saying, "Alice, I have a question." We're ready. Let's get this show on the road. Very well. Commencing presentation. The simulacrum goes rigid for a moment, then seems to relax. When it speaks, it sounds more natural, as though the real Alice is speaking through it. Alright, VL. I've got good news for you, and I've got bad news. Let's start with the good news. I found Vauclair, and he is alive. Thank God. The trail to your missing doctor was a long and slippery one. The fee that you paid me barely covered my costs for the job. I sent a team into the SOX on a fact-finding mission. I bribed government officials. I greased the palms of wage slaves at megacorps all across Europe. Each step I took eliminated possibilities, drew me a little bit closer, and finally, I found the place where Vauclair is being held. The simulacrum makes a sweeping gesture with its right hand, and an image switchblades onto the screen. A grainy overhead photograph annotated with map coordinates. You recognize it immediately. This is where you'll find him. He is being held captive at a remote estate called the Harebrained Manor. You've got to be kidding me. He was there the whole time? Glory says nothing. She just studies the photograph and nods. Okay, nobody tell me. I get it. This is something else that I missed. Alice, I have a question. The simulacrum hitches again, and you can feel the life drain out of it. It looks up at you robotically. You have a question. All right. Please make your inquiry now. You said that Vauclair is being held at the estate. What evidence did you turn up to support that? One of my assets at Transys Neuronet provided me with a video feed dated 2053-10-10. The feed was taken by a corporate surveillance drone. Playback commencing. The screen is filled with a grainy black and white video feed. You recognize the Harebrained Manor, photographed from high above. The camera pushes in, and the image sharpens. Through a barred, ground-level window, you can see the shape of a stooped, emaciated figure. His body shows clear signs of neglect. The figure is unmistakable. It's Vauclair, 20 years older and worse for wear. His skin hangs loose on his bones, and his cheeks are hollow. There is a distinctly gray pallor to his skin. That's Vauclair, all right. What's left of him, anyway. It doesn't look like they've been feeding him much. Poor bastard. Another figure steps into frame behind Vauclair. An orc. He turns his head slightly, and his skin grafts catch the light. Vauclair slowly turns to face Audrin, and the video feed cuts out. The simulacrum stares at you impassively. Do you have another question? What else did you turn up about the Harebrained Manor? Seismological data and thermal imaging confirm the existence of a large hollow chamber under the estate. It is my suspicion that Dr. Vauclair is being held somewhere within this substructure. If Feuerschwinger's kept Vauclair trapped there for almost 20 years, she's gotta have a reason for it. It takes effort and resources to lock a man away for that amount of time. So what's her end game in all of this? Why not just kill him and be done with it? Malice, revenge, who knows? Remember, this was the man who shot her down. He sent her crashing into a radioactive wasteland. If somebody did that to me, I'd want to hurt him too. And I'd make it last. I think it goes deeper than that. According to Winter's DVD, Vauclair designed the experimental weapon that shot her down, and that weapon split her body from her essence. Glory glances down at her own steel and chrome arms and suppresses a shudder. If I had to guess, I'd say that she's trying to make him fix whatever he did to her. That's what makes sense to me. There is a moment of silence as the group processes Glory's suggestion. Before anyone can speak, the simulacrum cuts back in. Do you have another question? No more questions. Let's get on to the bad news.
Oh, you're gonna have to fight a dragon, aren't you?
I kind of suspected that from the beginning. Well, not the very beginning, but you know.
You're gonna try and prevent her from becoming whole. You're gonna fail because of an orc guy, probably.
Mm-hmm.
And she's gonna be whole and hail for the final boss fight.
I'm not sure I could stand up. I'm not sure.
But you're gonna have like some fancy weapon to try and stand against her.
That's possible. But otherwise, I was going to say, I'm not sure any number of humans could take a dragon in a straight-up fight. Now, like, possibly in a very, in very cramped quarters. But if there's no roof, then dragon is zipping out of range and blasting
the
you.
dragon can't fly because if it can, you're just gonna get strafed
Mm-hmm.
again and again and again.
Yep. Very well. Feel free to interrupt again with any future inquiries. The simulacrum pauses, and a brief tremor washes over its body. Its eyes flutter, and you can hear the sound of your computer working to process more of the chip's data. Iger turns to address the team. Aw, Vince. If Vauclair's at Harfeld, we've got problems. The last time we broke into that place, they took Monica out. It was a miracle that any of you got out alive. Yeah, but now we know what's down there. This time we'll be prepared for it. We can handle this. Iger shakes her head. No, it'll be even worse this time. The first time we went in, we had the element of surprise on our side. But now they'll be expecting us. They're hunting us, remember? Their security team is going to be waiting for us, Dietrich. That Aldrin bastard is going to be waiting for us. And even if we make it past them, we're going to have to deal with the dragon in the basement. Well, what else can we do? Cut and run?
That sounded like a weird metaphor.
The last time I checked, that wasn't an option either. Even if it were, I wouldn't take it. I'm not running from this. Not after what they did here tonight. None of us are, Glory. But Iger's right, we can't just go charging in there again. Not without some kind of edge. The simulacrum jerks back to life. It resumes speaking, blissfully unaware of the conversation that it's cutting off. And now, VL, on to the bad news. You now know where Vauclair is, but rescuing him will not be possible. Alice, I have a question, he continues without waiting for a response. Why the hell not? In the course of my investigation, I encountered something terrifying in the Matrix. It was fast, cunning, and very definitely intelligent. I'm convinced that I only escaped because it let me go. It could have killed me in a heartbeat if it wanted to. This thing that I met is protecting the Harfeld Manor, and it's going after anyone who gets too close to what's happening there. Alice, what did you see in there? What is going after these people? By way of explanation, I would like you to read the following document. The simulacrum makes another sweeping gesture, and the menu slides back onto the screen. This time it is filled with text. What you're looking at is an archived forum discussion from the early days of the Shadowland BBS. Blitz stares at the text on the screen. It isn't kidding, Chief. This discussion is dated back to 2036. That's ancient history in the decking community. Probably isn't even correct to call these guys deckers. Hackers would be the more appropriate term. When you're finished reading it over, say, Alice, I'm done, and we can continue. Read the archived discussion. As you lean in to read, the text slowly begins to scroll up from the bottom of the screen. Clockwork was still around back then? I remember seeing Clockwork posting, like, in the current stuff. They're an old-timer.
A graybeard is the correct term.
A graybeard, yeah. You all hear about the SK team that got crisped a few hours ago? A whole lab's worth of researchers, all burned and broken beyond recognition. Ugly stuff. At this point, who hasn't? Says Big Pharma. Mr. Mayhem. Power spike. Got him right through their data jacks like a bolt of lightning to the brain. A 1 in a million accident is what they're saying. Clockwork. And you believe that? Mayhem. Got a more plausible explanation? Clockwork. Yes, actually. It was a cleanup operation. Big Pharma. Color me intrigued. What were they cleaning up? Clockwork. A secret project that Lofir didn't want anything to do with. You might have heard rumors about it. The project name was Apex. Mayhem. And you've lost me. Pharma. Apex, Clockwork? Seriously? That old line of Drac? Clockwork. I'm telling you, jokers, Apex is real. Or at least it was, until the Whizworm pulled the plug. Mayhem. Come on, Clockwork, we're still decades away from seeing a fully functional AI. You know that. Those Apex stories that have been floating around, they're just some conspiracy nuts' wet dream. Clockwork. Fine, keep your heads in the sand. Some of us know the truth when we read it. Pharma. Okay, Clock, I'll humor you, but riddle me this. If Lofir had an armed and operational AI in his claws, why kill it? Clockwork. You remember what happened to most of Echo Mirage? Mayhem. The crash virus killed them, fried their brains, but I don't see what that has to do with anything. Clockwork. With the commercial release of the CDT-1000, some security firms are working on counter-intrusion software that could do the same thing. Black IC. You can look it up if you don't believe me. Pharma. Whoa, scary stuff, man. Clockwork. Well, the goal of the Apex project was even scarier. IC waits for you to come to it. Apex wouldn't be bound by those restrictions. It could go out hunting, hit its targets when they least expected it. That's why they called it Apex. It was designed to be the apex predator of the digital world. Pharma. And so, rather than using it to his advantage, Lofir decided to kill it in the cradle? Clockwork. The Whizworm's no fool. Some things are too dangerous to play around with. How would you put that genie back in the bottle if it ever slipped out of your control? Answer? You couldn't. Mayhem. And then it would take over the world! 111! Exclamation 11. Captain Chaos. Okay, this thread has officially gone off the rails. I'm closing it down for the good of mankind. The slow scroll of text comes to a stop. Alice, I'm done. The simulacrum jerks back to life, then settles into a neutral pose. There are no official records in the Sader-Krupp database to support the existence of the Apex project, but the thing that I encountered was Apex. Of that I am certain. Just as I am certain that Apex was responsible for the deaths of Monica Schaefer, Green Winters, Clockwork, Peregrine, and a score of other Deckers over the last 16 years. Blitz raises his hand. Hold up. Alice, I have a question. I thought they said that Lofir killed Apex. They speculated as much, yes. They were wrong on that count. I do believe that Sader-Krupp was developing Apex as a tool for Matrix warfare. I am also convinced that the IT personnel who were killed were the Apex development team, but I don't think that Lofir was responsible for their deaths. Apex killed them. That'd be my guess, yes. In the turmoil surrounding Lofir's buyout of Sader-Krupp, a number of projects went missing. I believe that Apex was appropriated by a member of Feuerschwinger's organization at this point. It was then unleashed on its own development team to silence them. Since then, it has provided information control for the Firewing. A pet AI would explain how Feuerschwinger has managed to maintain her conspiracy and avoid detection for the past 2 decades. Anytime anyone gets close, the AI takes them out and scrubs the record clean. So there's your bad news, VL. Vauclair is being held at the Harfeld Manor, but knowing that does you no good because you can't approach the place. I doubt that you could open the door without Apex frying you. We did last time. They were trying to protect their secret. Like Audrin said, if we hadn't gone down into the basement, they'd have let us go. Apex didn't react to us until Monica attempted to force the door into the basement. And now that the cat's out of the bag, they have no reason not to pull out the big guns on sight. You're right. We can't go back while Apex is in place. The room falls into silence. Finally, Iger turns to you. What's the play, VL? We can't turn back now. If Apex is standing between us and Vauclair, then we need to find a way to kill Apex. F&A, boss, I'm in. Did you hear that, Alice? Do you have any suggestions? The simulacrum hitches again. The pause stretches. Finally, it comes back to life. The AI has a kill switch, but Alice deemed any additional contact with Apex to be an unjustifiable risk. Attempting to reach the kill switch would be inadvisable. Save me the warnings. I'm gonna kill this thing. I owe Monica that much. You and me both. Alice, tell us more about Apex's kill switch. The simulacrum stares at you with dead eyes. Thanks to my close encounter with the AI, I was able to run a trace on it. Through this trace, I discovered the physical address of a backdoor access point for Apex's programming, an old Sater-Krupp research lab long since abandoned and fallen into disrepair. The facility is now hotly contested gang territory. I have also determined that a kill switch for the AI exists somewhere in the basement of this facility. I will provide you with a physical address. I don't like the smell of this, Chief. It said that Apex let Alice escape. He turns to address the simulacrum on the screen. Alice, why would a Matrix Warfare AI allow you to run a trace on it? It stares straight ahead. Its eyes are dead. I'm afraid that the answer to that question falls outside of the scope of my written parameters. The simulacrum stutters one final time, then looks up at you with an apologetic smile. You have now reached the end of this presentation. I have been encoded with a final message from Alice to VL. Playback commencing. The simulacrum's eyes go wide, and the life floods back into it. It stares directly at you. VL, if you didn't listen to me before, listen to me now. Drop this. Stop going after Vauclair, get out of Berlin, and stay out of the Matrix. I'm telling you this for your own good. That's all I have to say. I'm following my own advice. I'm out. Don't try to contact me again. The simulacrum reverts to its idle state, slumping like a puppet with its strings cut. Its eyes glaze over, and its face goes slack. Then the screen cuts to black. So the Dragon has a killer AI in charge of security. I can't say that I'm surprised, but then nothing surprises me anymore. We know what killed Monica. We have a name for it, and we know how to kill it. That's good enough for me. We know what we have to do. We can either stand around talking about it, or we can go do it. Agreed. We shut down Apex, then we re-enter the estate and rescue Vauclair. He's the key to this whole thing. Sounds like a plan, boss. I still say that all of this is crazy talk, Chief. Taking on an AI isn't just a bad idea, it's suicide. So, my vote is to cut and run. Blitz surveys the rest of the group, sees the determination in their faces. Finally, he sighs. But if you're really doing this, you'll want the best decker you can find along for the ride. And I guess that nominates me. Woo. Alice said that the kill switch is located in some old SK facility. Assuming that the site was shut down sometime after the Apex project disappeared, it could have stood empty for years, maybe decades. She also said that the building was in gang territory now. I wonder if it'll be anything like Das Kesselhaus was. God, I hope not. There's only one way to find out. Let's get prepped. This thing isn't going to kill itself. Blitz glances at you. The worry is painted all over his face. I can't believe I'm saying this, but you'd better bring me along. You try going up against an AI with without a Nova Hot Decker at your side, and you're probably going to regret it. Iger begins her weapons check. Improvise, adapt, overcome. Whatever's there, we'll deal with it. First, we find our way into the basement. She peers through the scope on her sniper rifle, and then we kill the AI that killed Monica. Damn right. The team breaks to begin gearing up. As she slides a shell into her shotgun, Iger catches your eye. You did good out there defending the Kreutz Bazaar. You've had our backs the entire way. Made good decisions. I appreciate that. Now you need to forgive yourself. You weren't out of position, Iger, and you know it. Iger scowls at the floor. Thanks. Can't do it, but thanks. Anyway, we should get back to it. We've got an AI to take out, after all. She pauses for a moment, frowning. Viel, do me a favor and keep your eyes open on this one. We're walking into the unknown here. Makes me a little uneasy. Don't worry, Iger. I've got your back. She smiles, claps you on the shoulder. I know you do. And I've got yours. You've more than earned it. You too, Iger. Without another word, the troll slides her shotgun into the sheath on her back and turns to continue her pre-mission checklist. Okay, so that's... Dante. Dante lifts his head and looks up at you mournfully. The feral aggression is gone from his eyes. He's changed, you can see it, but he's still Dante. So, Viel, Dante was very helpful out there, but I am a bit concerned about his...
Red eyes and fire.
Don't worry about it, Dietrich. It's under control. If you say so. He's not a normal dog. Not by a long shot. Is he possessed? I assume you've checked his aura and discovered he's part hellhound. Monica trained him for months to be combat ready. We had a hellhound in the house and Monica didn't tell us? For months? Viel has him under control. Dante performed well in the field. Followed commands flawlessly. I have no concerns. Welcome to the team, Dante.
Petrify people.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little more disturbing than a fire breath.
Well, like for a turn.
So does he have glowing red eyes now?
Not permanently, no. Any updates on Alexander? Nope. Okay.
Oh, it's a temporary condition. Okay.
Alright, well now.
Dog's Inferno.
It's after 5, so I should probably call it for the day. Come back Wednesday afternoon, though, where I'll be continuing and quite possibly concluding Shadowrun Dragonfall. Ooh, and I'll have some karma to spend, too. Ba-do-do-do. Exit to main menu, save and quit. Ha ha. This is something about it still only takes 3 turns because 3 heads, but he doesn't actually grow 2 extra heads. There's some kind of Cerberus joke in there, but anyway.
Does he have spots?
No, stripes isn't exactly the right word either, though. He's not exactly brindled. But anyway, thanks again. Hope to see you all next time. Later, everybody.